I'm Blanche, and this is my mom, Vera. Welcome to an episode of Feast in the Middle East. We're gonna spice up your Easter table with Musakhan. Now, Mom, my very first episode on Feast in the Middle East 7 years ago, 2010, was for Musakhan. But Mom, I did 5 videos for this.
Yes.
So we're doing it all YouTube style. We're gonna condense it all into one video because our viewers wanted it. Now let's talk about Musakhan. Now Musakhan means what in Arabic?
Heated.
Heated, it means heated. And it originated in the Palestinian village called An Arik, where you have these cute old ladies that make the Musakhan in a taboon. What's a taboon, Mom?
It's an Arabic version of an oven that is underground, and it's closed so that all the juices are locked in. At the same time, it is browned, so when it comes out, it's brown, but it's moist and juicy from the inside.
That sounds fabulous. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make. So we're gonna just start with 1/3 cup of olive oil with the juice of half a lemon, about 4 garlic cloves minced. You could add more garlic if you want. I have about a half a teaspoon of allspice and 2 tablespoons of sumac. Now sumac comes from the sumac berry.
Yes.
It's got a tangy lemony flavor. There is a poison sumac berry, but we don't use that obviously. We are still alive and we've been eating sumac for many years. It's very inexpensive. It's not like saffron, which costs a ton of money. We're gonna start now with the olive oil. I'm using good quality extra virgin olive oil for the marinade. So half a lemon, we're gonna combine that. To the lemon juice and olive oil, I'm gonna add some garlic. I have about 4 cloves of minced garlic, but you could add up to 10 cloves of minced garlic. There's no such thing as too much garlic in our family, right, Mom?
Nope.
Okay, and to that we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of sumac. And then I have about a half a teaspoon of allspice, so not too much allspice, okay? So what I'm gonna do is whisk it.
Because it tends to darken the chicken.
Yeah, we don't want the chicken to be too dark, so we're just using just
nice
a
and bright.
touch
Just
of
a
allspice.
touch of it.
Okay, so now to that, I'm gonna add some chicken thighs. Now there are many variations of chicken. You could leave the bone on, and you could leave the skin on, which will add more fatty flavor. But because I want this to be a lighter dish, I'm using skinless, boneless chicken, and that way when my guests come over, they don't have to fiddle with the bone. But if I'm at home and I want to throw it down with some drumsticks, I'll use drumsticks, right? So I'm just gonna kind of combine the marinade with the chicken. Optimally, if you can, make this marinade the night before and let the marinade sit with the chicken overnight, because then the flavors will combine. This is gonna be controversial for some people because I'm gonna add raw chicken to bread and they're gonna think I'm whacked, but I've tried it and it works, okay? And this is a great shortcut for modern day cooks who don't have much time. So I got a pan, I oiled it with olive oil so that the bread doesn't stick, make sure it's really well oiled. And I'm using flat bread. You can use any kind of flat bread, you could use pita bread, naan bread, just any kind of sort of pocket bread you want. And this one's easy for me, so I like to spiral it. I'm gonna just spiral it for the purposes of
this is the same bread they use for heroes.
Yeah, gyros, sandwiches,
shawarma.
Yeah, flat bread, kind of
flat
shawarma,
bread.
and I'm just gonna put one in the middle. So watch this, Mom. I know you're gonna think I'm crazy, but let's just do it for time's sake. This is gonna speed things up.
Yep.
So I'm gonna put the raw chicken over the bread. And we're gonna cook it in the oven. Now here's the deal. My oven is strong, but it's not super powerful. Some of you guys might have some super powerful ovens. If that's the case, don't do what I'm doing. Bake the chicken first for about 15 minutes, then take it out and assemble it with the bread after 15 minutes. Because your oven will be so powerful, it'll dry things up. But my oven is not super powerful, so I am able to cook it all at once like this at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes, and it'll come out looking brown and beautiful and crispy. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the oven right now, and you're gonna start with the onions, okay? Okay, this dish requires slivered onions, so let's show them your method, Mom, what you like to do.
So what I do is usually I like to peel it like this. Take out the first layer because usually it's tough.
Yeah.
We don't want to use the first
and I like to put onions in the freezer for 15 minutes so that we're not crying while we're peeling this onion and chopping it up. Look at this cool knife from Russell.
I love that knife.
It's got my name on it.
That's
Look,
so awesome.
isn't that awesome? This is so cool.
Awesome.
Thank you, Russell. He's the sweetest.
So sweet.
Okay.
Okay, so there we go. We have taken out the first layer, and then we're gonna cut it. And I left this on just so it's easier for me. It won't be all over the place. So that's what I do. I'm gonna just go like this. As you see, very basic, and now I take out the...
See, but can I show them how I do it? So I just take it off, unlike my mom.
No.
And I just go like this.
Yeah?
So
it whatever
you could do
works.
it any way you want, and then I flip it over like this and I continue.
Okay. Make
like
sure
that.
you open it up a little bit because we want to saute it good. Okay, now we heated up this pan with the oil.
Alright.
It's already been heated.
Great.
And we're gonna add these onions and saute them on high heat.
Do you have any caramelized onion tips, Mom?
You have to take your time because this is a process, the thing that takes the time, and that's what makes it taste so good because they release all the sugar. Believe it or not,
Very good.
onions do have sugar.
Saute the onions first without salt so that the water doesn't get released. And then as soon as it starts getting brown, add the sumac at the very last minute so that the color stays vibrant.
Yes. I know this takes time, but at the same time, the chicken is in the oven getting cooked, so you have all the time in the world
So it's perfect.
to take care of the onions. This is how it's gonna look like after we added the sumac and the salt.
So guess what, Mom? I made another Musakhan earlier, so why don't you top it on top, right on top of the chicken?
Okay.
Go for it.
Sounds good.
There we go. This is gonna be so awesome. This is what I mean by it's a fancy dish that's so simple to make. All we have to do is make the marinade, put it over the chicken, put it over the bread.
Okay.
And I have some toasted pine nuts from before. And we're just gonna sprinkle the toasted pine nuts on top. Let's see, everyone should have a piece of bread. This is not a carb-phobic meal, okay?
Oh.
Everyone should get a piece of bread
This
with
is
the
a
onions
treat.
and everything on top.
I guarantee you, your guests will have a feast.
Yeah, there we go. Let's get a lot of onions on your portion.
I love the onions.
And a lot of pine nuts. What do you think, Mom?
Onions.
Here
Let's
you go.
try. Look at that.
And I like to use chicken thighs instead of chicken breasts because the chicken breast can get quite dry, so that's why I like to use chicken thighs. And no, I've never tried this with lamb or anything. The traditional way is to use chicken.
Let's see
Ready?
how it tastes like. Oh, this is such a big piece. Let me see.
Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
I love this so much. This is my favorite all-time dish. This dish is like tangy and kind of sour from the lemon and the sumac. It's sweet from the onions. It's nutty from the pine nuts. It's meaty. It's like umami. It's got all of the flavors that you could ever want in one dish, so it's highly addictive.
It's very good.
Sahtain,
Thank
everybody.
you, Blanche.
Yeah,
You did it again.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us on Feast in the Middle East. For more recipes, go to feastinthemiddleeast.com. Join me on Facebook at Blanche's Feast in the Middle East and on Instagram at Blanche Media. And join our Patreon supporters if you really want to see programming like this on a more regular basis so I can hire a crew to do it for you. And I will be giving out lots of incentives for Patreon members. We could do some hangouts. You give me ideas if you want recipes that you want me to make. I will give Patreon supporters first dibs on what kind of recipes they want me to do.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so happy Easter, everyone. Hope you enjoy this meal on Easter. Give it a shot to surprise your guests. Until next time,
Keep
Sahtain.
your comments coming, please.
Oh yeah, our comments. We love your comments.
Thank you for all
Leave
the
them
comments.
below.
We really appreciate them.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I read them to my
we
mom.
read each one of them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. Thanks, guys. Let's dig in, Mom.
Thank you.
Let's keep eating. I'm starving.
This is really good, Blanche.
Isn't it great?